So, on our channel, we are folks that really do enjoy, like, occasionally celebrating our W's, and this is a pretty fucking big W. Check this shit out. Justin Trudeau on Twitter. As of today, it is official. Conversion therapy is banned in Canada. Our government's legislation has come into force, which means it is now illegal to promote, advertise, benefit from, or subject someone to this hateful and harmful practice. LGBTQ two-spirit rights are human rights. Based.
That's really cool.
So, I want to be really clear. I am in no way erasing anything that Canada's done that's horrible. The way they treat Indigenous people and the way that stuff's going on and the fact that there are just shitty things about Canada, not going to argue with. However, this is based and amazing. Okay? Can we agree on that? Can we take a W for once without too many caveats? This isn't even a step in the right direction, guys. This is actively a good. Conversion therapy is absolutely torture. Let me make that very abundantly clear again. Conversion therapy is torture. Brittany's right. Your guys' discipline needs to improve. Come on, let's get some amazings going. Come on now. You should know what you're doing. Anywho, this is a win. This is great. Conversion therapy is absolutely a torture. And here's the other thing. This is going to leave TERFs mauling because one of their big, I don't know if it's an argument, just dumb thing that falls out of their face, is like, we're doing conversion therapy to lesbians by making them be with men. Well, no, those are trans women. They identify as women. They usually present as some variation of woman. And that's not how conversion therapy works. If they choose not to date someone because that person's trans, that's transphobia. If they choose not to date someone because they're not attracted, that's okay. So one thing I never understood, can I say this is a weird side note? Why have TERFs never just went with the I'm not attracted look? Like, you could have made this so much easier and just been like, instead of being like, rawr, trans women are men, or meh. Instead of doing that, you guys could have just been like, I'm not attracted to you. Like, and you could have just moved on.
But that would make sense though, right? Like that would be logical.
Yeah, that's not like irrational hatred.
That's not a hate campaign. That's not enough. It's not enough here.
So TERFs are gonna post their L's on this, but let's check it out. Let's look at what happened. Canada bans conversion therapy. So I don't know much about Canada's law system, and I don't care. With the new law, Canada's criminal code would prohibit forcing someone to undergo conversion therapy, taking a minor abroad to take part and profiting from or promoting or advertising the practice. Violations can draw sentences up to 5 years of imprisonment. Based. So what's interesting about this is absolutely a win. Mm-hmm. This is fantastic. Also,
I wanted to point out too that I think it's really good because this is not only this hits this issue from a couple different angles, which being anyone profiting from it, right? So if a minor was taken to Canada for this, for example, or if a minor was taken somewhere else, same deal. And I think that's really good because the problem with some of these conversion programs is that they will use other countries to, make their stuff kind of workable, okay, around laws and shit. There are still some really awful places that do shit.
Absolutely. So, Travis Salzway, an assistant professor for Simmons Fraser University, who has researched the controversial practice, said some of the debate over the bill included concerns about religious freedom, such as whether a pastor could be charged if asked to speak to a person about gender identity. No, based. No, actually, like, religious counseling, I actually am formally against. Can I make that clear? I don't mind you going to your religious leader for, like, advice and stuff like that. But when they call it counseling, if they don't actually
do counseling, like actually like are trained and shit.
Yeah, like if they are actually, no, that is not counseling. What I do is counseling. I'm a literal professional counselor. Get out of my fucking lane. Jesus Christ, I hate that shit. The law goes further than previous two bills because it broadens the consent issue to protect both adults and minors, said Nicholas Chivot, the executive director of No Conversion Canada, a nonprofit organization that lobbied to support the bill. So that's cool. I like that.
Closed the loophole.
But it left the loophole for adults to guard. Yeah, yep.
Because they can't consent to something fraudulent. So yeah.
Chivot. Thank you, Tiamat. The bill was passed through a unanimous consent motion by the House Commons on December 1st and the Senate at December 7th, after conservatives who had opposed previous legislation on the subject embraced it. On December 8th, it was given royal assent, a procedure stamp that started a 30-day clock until it takes effect on Friday. But some legislators were dismayed. Ted Falk, a conservative member of parliament from Manitoba, said he and other conservatives were blindsided by the fast-tracked bill that disregarded written viewpoints and concerns. If they were religious, I don't care. Your religion has no bearing on my gender. Get fucked. I'm sorry, I'm really having a hard time not just being down on religion at this point. In a Facebook post on December 17th, he said there was no sign of a consensus or final decision had been reached before the motion was unexpectedly presented just as everyone was rising, given no time for objection. Good. Sneak that shit in there. I like it. There were about 4 seconds for any one of us could voice an objection, and in all honesty, before I could process what was happening, the motion had been passed. Based. Yeah, no, I don't know if your guys is as bad as our Congress, but you know what? So, you know what? Fuck their objections. If you're for conversion therapy for any reason, you have no right in my profession or any analog profession, such as, or analogous profession, such as social worker, psychotherapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, etc. No, get out of my fucking field. I once had a professor at my university when I was in my graduate degree literally said that you could even do conversion therapy if you needed to, if someone really asked for it. No, you can't. That's actually a violation of our code of ethics. If I could remember which professor that was, I would have reported them. This is not okay. What this uses is torture as a means by which to try to shock someone into being too afraid to explore their own sexuality. If your God is so nearsighted and stupid that he really gives a fuck that you like women and you were born a woman, or that you're a trans woman, your God is pathetic. I'm sorry. If you really think that your omnipotent God who created the universe, who literally created a super massive black hole at the center of the Milky Way with trillions of stars out there, all these incredible fucking, like a universe that is beyond fucking measure, can't handle two dudes fucking?
Yeah.
Get fucked. I'm sorry. I'm really getting close to just being of the opinion that religious freedom has to have a limit. Religious freedom does have to have a limit. Not in the sense that you should attack any particular group, but that if your religion is so nearsighted, so utterly nonsensical, and you're trying to weaponize it, no, your rights end at that point. And I'm sorry, again, if your God is so pathetic that it can't handle like two women kissing,
what are you doing here? Yeah.
I'm just going to quote KMFDM on this one. Even if God really existed, it would be necessary to abolish him. I know that's a hard one. I try to be open to spirituality. I'm a fucking Zen priest, for God's sakes. But let me be clear. I don't answer that question. Buddha didn't give a fuck about that shit. He was like, you're asking the wrong questions. You're suffering here. Why are we doing this? Right? It's the parable of the feather, right? He's like, well, you're sitting there going, where is God? Who created the universe? All these big questions. And literally, Buddha's like, it's like you've been shot with an arrow. And you ask me, instead of, fetching the surgeon, you ask me what bird was used to fletch the arrow, what stick, what rock was made to make the arrowhead. You're asking the wrong questions. If there really is some omnipotent being that runs things, guess what? We'll deal with that when it comes to it. And God, and honestly, again, if it is so incredibly powerful that it can create, again, there are black holes in our universe that we theorize could consume us and the Andromeda Galaxy together. We're talking beyond human comprehension size things. You're going to tell me that these things exist and yet this God can't handle like a trans girl? No. Conversion therapy is nothing more than religious torture masquerading as psychotherapy. It is just the new Inquisition, in my humble opinion.
New. Quote, quote. This shit's been going on a while.
This is not to say that we beat up or be shitty to people who are religious in our community. What it is saying, though, is that your beliefs need to be more than just what God said. If your answer is a theological one, that is a meaningless statement. You have to actually support why you believe that. Because if you're just doing an appeal to authority, that's not an actual real ethic. That's not something you've come to reasoning. That's just you being told what to do. My point with all this is very simple. Conversion therapy is awful. It is harmful to children. It is harmful to adults. It has done lasting damage. And to see Canada do this unequivocally is amazing, because America hasn't even done this yet. I think like 20 states have outlawed it, but like we still got another like 30 to go.
Well, and again, there's a lot of like loopholes where people will put things in other countries, other places, or call it different things, or just teen centers. Like, no, there's a lot of ways that this shit gets around, and no, fucking needs to stop.
Absolutely. So I'm going to be really clear. Do not back down on this one. People are allowed to have their religion. We don't be shitty to them. However, we also do not broke just simple, dumb arguments. Not when people, especially children, are on the line. Do you have anything else? Any thoughts?
No. I mean, conversion therapy bad. If you do find yourself wanting, religion, like, that's cool, but check them out. Background check your fucking religion, and there are accepting and affirming places that are around that don't do this shit or won't ever support this shit,
Absolutely. Jason Nebular with the $7.99. I don't know what the A is, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You said, hey guys, hope you had a happy holiday and the war on Christmas. I'm always warring on Christmas, so it's good.
Yeah, this was a little serious, but that's okay.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, consider donating to us. You can support us on our website, transgirltherapist.org. You can also help us on our Patreon, link below, or you can become a member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching.